Example 1b. Solve the quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. 3x squared equals 4x plus 2. Now, in order to use the quadratic formula, recall, all our terms need to be on the left side with a 0 on the right. In our equation, we only have 3x squared on the left. That means we need to move the 4x and the 2 to the left side. Take them off of the right. To do this, we're going to have to subtract the 4x and the 2 from the right side, and similarly subtract them from the left side. And what that will give us is the equation 3x squared minus 4x minus 2 equals 0. Perfect. Now we have all our terms on the left and 0 on the right. Our next step is to identify the coefficients, the values for a, b, and c. We'll notice in our problem we have that a is the number in front of x squared, which is simply the coefficient 3. b is the number in front of x, which is the coefficient negative 4. And c is our constant term, which is negative 2. Note, you have to put all the terms on the left side to identify a, b, and c properly. Now we go ahead and put these values into our quadratic formula. X equals negative b. Well, our b value is negative 4, so we start by writing negative 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared. Again, b is negative 4, so that whole quantity has to get squared, minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is negative 2. This is all divided by 2 times a, which is 2 times our a value, 3. Let's continue to simplify. This gives us x equals, now a negative, recall, is simply positive 4, plus or minus, and under the square root sign, what do we have? We have negative 4 squared, which is simply 16, and then negative 4 times 3 times negative 2. When you multiply those numbers out, you get plus 24, all divided by 2 times 3, which is 6. Can we go farther? Yep. Let's keep going. We have x is 4 plus or minus, and now let's put together the square root of 16 plus 24. 16 plus 24 is 40, so underneath we have 40, and now our denominator is still 6. Can we simplify the square root of 40? Well, here, look off to the side. Square root of 40, if we factored that down, notice it's 4 times 10 right away. And if you like, you can stop here and take the square root of 4, or you can observe that 4 is 2 times 2 and take out that factor of 2. That's common. Now, square root of 10 can't be simplified, so your result for square root of 40 is 2 times the square root of 10. So let's put that back into our problem. We have x equals 4 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 10 over 6. Are we done yet? One more thing that we can do. Notice that there's a common factor to this term, and this term, and that factor is 2. So we could take out from the top a factor of 2. So let me pull out a factor of 2 on the top. And when I pull out a factor of 2 from the 4, it leaves me with a 2. And when I pull out the factor of 2 from the 2 times square root of 10, it leaves me with square root of 10. And on the bottom, the 6, I could rewrite that as 2 times 3. And the reason I would do that is so you can see clearly that there's a common factor of 2 that cancels from both numerator and denominator. This means that this simplifies to 2 plus or minus the square root of 10, all divided by 3. Can we go any farther? No, we've simplified as far as we can at this point. That means there are 2 answers to this quadratic equation. We'll write them in a solution set. 2 plus the square root of 10 over 3, and 2 minus the square root of 10, all divided by 3. Let's box our answer, and we're done with this example.